In the bustling heart of Nashville, a city known for its charm and audacity, my story begins with Morris White, a man whose name evokes visions of glittering parties and lavish living. Morris is the embodiment of the extravagant billionaire playboy, embracing a life punctuated by opulent mansions, endless soirees, and a magnetic appeal that both dazzles and isolates. Every day, his life sparkles with the allure of wealth and flamboyance, yet beneath the dazzling surface lurks a yearning for something real. As I paint this portrait for you, I pose a central question that threads through his journey: can true, genuine love mend a heart steeped in excess? Today, we embark on a narrative where indulgence and vulnerability collide, setting the stage for a transformative encounter that promises to reshape Morris's world forever. Morris White's world is one of extremes where every moment is a celebration of success and luxury. Raised in a background that married fortune with privilege, Morris learned early how to charm those around him using extravagance as his tool. His ascent into the upper echelons of wealth was marked by rapid successes and the unyielding support of an influential network. As I narrate his story, I depict a life where every luxurious object and every glittering party is a testament to his triumph. Yet, the high stakes of his universe come at a cost: superficial relationships that flicker as briefly as fireworks over the city skyline. Friends and lovers drift in and out of his life, each encounter leaving a momentary sparkle but little lasting substance. In a world defined by appearances and indulgence, the hollowness behind the facade becomes strikingly apparent. The narrative of Morris's early triumphs subtly underscores that despite all the wealth and pomp, an unanticipated void persists, one that awaits a spark of authenticity to truly ignite change in his soul. The turning point in Morris's glittering life comes unexpectedly on an ordinary day within the walls of his sprawling mansion. As I walk you through the corridors of opulence, the introduction of Tracy Bernard unfolds quietly yet impactfully. Tracy, a resilient woman defined by her steadfast work ethic and a natural grace that stands apart from the ostentation around her, enters his life as if by fate. Unlike the usual suitors dazzled by his wealth, Tracy's demeanor is refreshingly unyielding, her eyes reflecting a quiet strength and indifference to material excess. In that first fateful encounter, the luminous halls suddenly seemed less about decadence and more about the promise of something sincere. Amid the carefully curated art and expensive decor, Tracy's presence brought an air of authenticity. Morris, intrigued by the gentle defiance in her stance and captivated by the idea that genuine connection might exist beyond the superficial, felt something stir within him. Every detail of that day is etched in my narration: the subtle tilt of her head as she observed her surroundings with calm scrutiny, the way her simple outfit contrasted with the opulence of the setting, and the unspoken challenge she posed to his accustomed lifestyle. As the hours passed, moments of subtle exchange gave way to lingering glances and an internal dialogue within Morris, a spark of curiosity that questioned the very foundations of his luxurious existence. In this mansion of excess, Tracy's arrival was like a cool breeze that hinted at a life less dictated by spectacle and more by sincere emotion. Through every measured gesture and every silent observation, Morris began to sense that perhaps his world was on the cusp of an irreversible transformation, a metamorphosis not solely catalyzed by wealth, but by the steadfast purity of human spirit embodied by Tracy. In the days that followed her initial visit, a careful game of seduction began to unfold, a dance in which Morris's seasoned charm met an unexpected wall of genuine self-respect. The grand halls of his mansion once again became a stage for his usual elegant attempts at conquest, as he orchestrated elaborate gestures and meticulously planned encounters aimed at drawing Tracy closer. Yet, with every flirtatious smile and every subtle compliment, Tracy's response remained measured, her boundaries as clear as the polished marble floors beneath their feet. I narrate how each move Morris made, usually so effective in winning over fleeting admirers, instead stirred an unfamiliar introspection within him. His customary bravado slowly buckled under the weight of her authenticity. In the quiet spaces between lavish dinners and sparkling cocktail receptions, an unspoken dialogue began to form, a conversation written not with words but with sincere glances and reflective silences. Even as Morris curated moments of playful banter, his heart started to question the emptiness of his previous pursuits. What had been intended as a simple game began to morph into a profound inquiry about what it truly meant to connect with another human being. With each step in this intricate seduction, the distance between a calculated conquest and heartfelt understanding narrowed ever more, leaving Morris to wonder if his meticulously crafted world could indeed make space for genuine emotion. As the narrative unfolds further, Morris's internal transformation begins in earnest, a journey not marked by grand gestures, but by the quiet, persistent work of healing. In the soft glow of early mornings and the reflective calm of twilight, Morris finds himself questioning the values that once defined him. No longer content with the fleeting thrills of extravagance, he starts peeling back the layers of his past indulgences to confront the pain and isolation hidden behind every sparkling soiree. In these moments of solitude, the memory of Tracy's steadfast presence returns to him, igniting a newfound desire to seek more than mere appearances. I guide you through a series of intimate moments where Morris, in the quiet privacy of his study and in the secret corners of his luxurious home, reflects on the emptiness that his previous life masked. The overwhelming weight of regret, mingled with the hope born from Tracy's example, spurs him into actions that seem both tentative and transformative. Over time, the lavish parties begin to lose their luster, and the clamor of excess is replaced by moments of introspection. In sunshine-dappled mornings and silent midnight vigils, Morris confesses to himself the vulnerabilities he had long buried beneath arrogance. Each reflective pause and every sincere confession marks a small, yet significant step on this inward journey. It is within these subtle, deeply personal hours that the true metamorphosis unfolds, one where the heart, once shielded by vanity, starts learning to love again. Tracy's influence, gentle yet insistent, becomes the catalyst for a transformation where healing is not merely about letting go of the past, but about embracing the future with openness and authenticity. In the evolving tapestry of his life, Morris begins to manifest changes that signal a departure from his former self. No longer is his time solely consumed by pleasures of the fleeting kind. Instead, he starts to invest in endeavors that speak to the deeper currents of purpose and compassion. I narrate how Morris's heart, now tender from recent revelations, turns toward philanthropy and acts of genuine kindness. The lavish parties and idle extravagance are gradually replaced by meetings with community leaders and quiet afternoons at local charities. As these acts of giving enrich his days, the dichotomy between his past and present becomes ever more apparent. In the soft hum of community events and the warm smiles of those he now helps, Morris finds a renewed sense of identity, one in which the value of genuine connection outshines the temporary dazzle of material wealth. This transformation is not abrupt. It is built steadily, piece by piece, with each compassionate choice reinforcing his commitment to a life redefined by meaning rather than mere opulence. At the climax of this transformative journey, an unforeseen moment unfolds. In a scene filled with palpable vulnerability, the walls Morris built crumble as he concedes that what he feels for Tracy is, in truth, love, a tender, unexpected emotion that defies the boundaries of his long-held persona. In the gentle twilight of his former life, Morris reemerges transformed, a man reborn from the glitter of superficial conquest into one whose character now radiates warmth and purpose. The metamorphosis is as remarkable as it is genuine. Every carefully considered act of kindness, every philanthropic endeavor, speaks volumes of a man who has finally come to value what truly matters. I narrate this renewal by contrasting the old Morris, fashioned by a deep need for approval and seduction, with the new Morris, who finds solace and strength in authenticity. In embracing vulnerability, he discovers the joy of sharing not only wealth but genuine care and commitment with the world around him. His days, once measured solely by indulgence, are now filled with thoughtful interactions and the steady pace of meaningful progress. The transformation reaches beyond personal healing. It ripples outward, influencing how he relates to old acquaintances and new friends alike. Every charitable outreach, every quiet conversation held in sincerity, further cements his commitment to the values that Tracy subtly introduced into his life. In allowing his heart to lead, Morris finds that true greatness lies in acts of compassion and the courage to change. The metamorphosis, celebrated in every community gathering and humble interaction, is a powerful reminder that even the most extravagant lives can be reshaped when real love guides the way. This renewed heartbeat, pulsing with genuine affection and empathy, heralds a new chapter not just for Morris but for everyone touched by his transformation. As I recount the ongoing evolution of his life, the narrative reveals a man who not only redefines his personal ambitions but also reconfigures the relationships that form the foundation of his existence. The once solitary pursuit of pleasure gives way to a life anchored in trust and interconnection. Each decision Morris now makes is imbued with a sense of responsibility and care, a clear departure from the recklessness of his past. His interactions, both grand and subtle, are now marked by the sincerity that had long remained elusive. Whether it is the meticulous planning of charitable events or the quiet moments spent in deep reflection with Tracy by his side, every aspect of his new life stands as proof of the enduring impact of love. This transformation, vibrant and resolute, radiates outward, inspiring those around him to seek authenticity in their own lives. In recounting his journey, I emphasize that the magnitude of change is measured not in wealth amassed or parties thrown, but in the quiet strength of commitment and the daily acts of kindness that leave an indelible mark on the heart. Thus, Morris's ongoing metamorphosis becomes a living testament to change that is as permanent as it is transformative. As we reach the close of this narrative, I invite you to reflect on the power of genuine connection in your own journey. Morris White's evolution teaches us that true change begins with the courage to embrace vulnerability and the willingness to reinvent oneself with sincerity and care. May his story inspire you to seek a life filled with authentic relationships and heartfelt contributions. If you find this tale of transformation uplifting, consider exploring similar stories, and let the spirit of genuine love guide your path forward.